What's up, guys? Welcome to Between the Lines. I'm joined by Colten Kahler, my co-host, and we got a little guest tonight. My favorite Canadian's in the building, Mitch Martin. How we doing, man?
Not too bad. How you boys doing?
I'm doing good, man. I missed you. It was a lot of fun talking baseball last year in the AL East. You know, I think the Blue Jays should win the division this year, but we will see, of course.
Yeah, we'll see. That's one.
And then, Colten, how you doing, man?
Oh, hey, Albert's back. Hit his first bomb in St. Louis in over 3,000 days. I mean, can't complain.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, just got a good show for you guys tonight. We're going to talk about the Brewers suck, talk Red Sox, Yankees, talk ESPN stupidity. If you're joining me on TikTok right now, guys, put your comments and questions in the chat there. I'll get them answered, and we can talk with the panel here. But anyways, guys, baseball's back. Got some good games going right now. Hoping the Phillies can pull through here. I do want to say one thing before we get into our first topic. I think it's so embarrassing what happened to the New York Mets last night.
I mean, yeah, the Mets pulled the Mets last night. And something that exactly what I thought would happen with the Mets this year is they're able to get through the first half of the game. But it also goes to show what the Phillies can do offensively. And I mean, what a comeback that they had there in the eighth inning.
Yeah, I mean, I watched my soul leave my body during that. I had Phillies money line, and that just didn't go well. Mitch, what do you think of the Blue Jays early on this season?
I love the way they're looking so far. I mean, when you go down 6 runs in like the first 3 innings in their home opener and then come back and win 12-7, I mean, this offense is just overpowered, really, but it's just pitching. We just need that bullpen to stay steady, and I can't really see them hitting too many roadblocks this year. But then again, there's always injuries and stuff too, right? So.
Yeah, that double play Bichette turned last night.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was unreal.
Yeah,
unreal.
He's improved defensively so much over the past 2 seasons. When he first came in, he made like the unroutine plays, but it was the routine plays that always gave him problems. Now he's just making everything. So
100%.
He's been putting in that work.
So we got an interesting topic to start here. I know we disagree on this one a little bit. This one's outside of baseball, but it's ESPN doing stupid things. Interviewing Kike Hernandez during the game on Sunday Night Baseball. I thought that was stupid. I really did. Colten, I know you don't.
I mean, personally, I kind of like it. I think it gives you an inside look that otherwise you wouldn't have. And so even as a baseball purist myself, like I'm about as traditional as they come. Like, you know, I'm not big on the DH, but it brought Albert back to St. Louis, so I'll take it. I think the ghost runner on second to start the 10th inning is a bunch of 10U BS. I mean, what is this? I mean, at this point, you know, we've got now electronics in our heads, and, you know, at this point, you might as well give players juice boxes and snacks after every game and pat them on the back and say, hey, good job, little Johnny. But no, here we are. So it's actually one thing I can kind of get on board with. I know you're not a big fan. I do agree it was used in the wrong situation. It is early in the year, but it's Yankees Red Sox. I mean, it's a very valuable and meaningful game. It's just it wasn't used in the right context. But also, it is ESPN, and when was the last time ESPN did anything good? I mean, to be honest.
Well, I didn't watch the Michael K cast, but I heard there were a lot of complaints about that, so I can't speak to it. I'm going to watch that next week. But Mitch, first of all, what did you think of the interview? Did you watch the Michael K cast on Sunday night?
I didn't watch the Michael K cast, but the interview is interesting because, like, I don't know if you guys remember back in the XFL days when they used to interview players as soon as they came off the sidelines, and that was like electric. I used to love that. So I watched Joey Votto's, and I found that one pretty good just because, like, Joey Votto plays first. It's all like he's always active. He's not shifting as much. And Joey Votto's also, like, a funny guy, too. Like, he's just fun to hear. But, yeah, I don't know about the Kike Hernandez one. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He didn't really have too much to say. He was running around a lot. It seemed like they kind of forced it on. But then again, I mean, it sounds like they're only doing these on Sunday nights. So, I mean, it's not like they're doing it every single game. That would be overkill, no doubt. But I'm kind of like, it's a situational basis thing for me. Like, I like the Joey Votto one. I didn't like the Kike one. So they've got a 1-for-2 hit rate with me. So,
yeah, I mean, I thought the Joey Votto one was okay, right? But you got Kike Hernandez, who, first of all, did not want to do it. You could tell right from the beginning he didn't want to do it. And then, like, Eduardo Perez is, like, making him facilitate the conversations. Like, Kike, how's the weather out there? What do you think the weather is? I'm at Yankee Stadium right now. It's April baseball. I'm getting heckled in the outfield. I got dudes that can hit absolute piss missiles at me, and you're asking me how the weather is? Like, Kike just wasn't for it at all. I didn't really enjoy it because I'm like, this is kind of makes baseball look a little bit like a joke because Kike wasn't in it, right? Like, imagine, first of all, I hate when they interview coaches coming out of the commercial breaks for like football and basketball and all that. But at the same time, too, like this is during a game. Like this makes baseball look like a joke. Imagine interviewing a football player, like interviewing an offensive lineman during the game, asking him, hey, what are you gonna do in this block? How do you think you're gonna make it? What are you gonna do? I mean, like it's just come on.
It does put a bad look on baseball in a way. For sure. It just shows that the game's super slow and that you can almost have a whole conversation in center field while you're playing.
Yeah. I love it. I love it during the All-Star game. I love it during spring training. I don't want it during Yankees Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball when the Red Sox need a win.
Yeah. Even the Derby. Imagine miking them up during the Derby and talking to them.
No, that'd be awesome.
Worse.
That'd be
really?
Cool. I think it'd be more when you're at the plate and you're trying to win $1 million swinging the baseball bat. I don't think they want to be mic'd up at all.
Yeah, that's true. They're putting max effort.
They're gassed. Yeah.
Mitch brings up a great point with the XFL. I mean, they were what a organization for 4 months, maybe. And I mean, what they did, I thought the quarterback throws an interception, comes off, he's got the sideline reporter right there.
Yeah,
that's absolutely electric. It's electric. But then also, when they go to the reviews, you see what the referees are seeing and you hear what they say. I gotta say, the announcing the call, for the MLB, it's kind of electric right now. I kind of dig it.
Oh yeah, it was awesome this weekend.
Yeah, like you mean like when they review the calls and stuff?
Yeah.
How was that in person, Colin? That must have been cool.
It was. I was hoping that one of the umpires would go all like Wes Macaulay on us, but they didn't. So like, it was still good, but it could be better.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping the Mets can blow a lead here. We'll see if the Mets do Mets things tonight. Anyways, another stupid thing is this wrist, like the signals for the pitching. I think it's good, but it's also like, first of all, it looks like it's the oldest technology in the world.
Yeah, it's like Morse code.
It's this big. Like, it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, you could probably. And then
you got the catchers covering it with their gloves and stuff too. Like, who can even see that from first base?
Yeah, you're like holding it here, pressing button. I just think it's so stupid. But anyways,
speeds up the game at least. I guess.
Yeah. What happened to the day of just throwing down the old 2 or going through multiple signs? I mean, just get technology out of the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Besides replay.
Blame the Astros, honestly. Blame the Astros. You guys ready to talk AL East a little bit, Colton? Colton, are you ready to talk AL East? I know Mitch is.
I mean, yeah, I'm always ready to talk AL East. I mean, you're the AL East kind of guy, but you guys might carry this segment. We'll see.
All right, Mitch.
Yeah.
Hot question coming at you right now. Who wins the East?
I mean,
4 games in.
I'm a homer, so of course I'm going to say the Blue Jays, but I'm not going to give them the definitive lock in this one. Like, I honestly think Boston has a chance. Of course, Tampa Bay, I don't know how they do it, but they just pull pitchers out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're aces. Shane Baz is going to come back soon. He's going to be a menace this year. I mean, it's going to be tough. But my pick is personally the Blue Jays. I think we're going to see 4 teams come into the playoffs out of the East this year, though. I think we might even get 4 90-win teams.
I'm worried about the Red Sox right now. I think pitching's slim. I think their roster, their lineup's not great.
The lineup. I like the lineup. Yeah,
they just haven't hit the ball.
Slim.
Yeah, they just haven't hit the ball. I think they'll come along. The Yankees scored their first run in like 15 innings tonight, though, so that was positive for New York fans. The big bats of New York finally scored a run, so that was good.
I like that Hawk on your guys' team. What's his name? Tanner Hawk.
Hawk, yeah.
Yeah, his stuff is electric.
He's a bulldog.
If he could put it together, he's gonna be a good pitcher.
Yeah, he's a bulldog. Colton, who wins the East? Go.
I said Red Sox last week when we did our preseason show. I'll stick to my guns. I'll still say Red Sox. But I mean, going back a little bit, Yankees Red Sox. Or we haven't got there yet, but Yankees Red Sox. How much of a joke is Yankee Stadium? I said last week that you could take a cast iron pan up the bat and hit a home run at Yankee Stadium. That Stantonian homer or Stantonian blast that Fox Sports or whatever put out there. I mean, that is literally only a home run in Yankee Stadium. What are we playing on? A softball field?
I mean, I'll give him a little credit there. Like, I hate on Stan a lot. I mean, I just do it to get Yankee fans riled up, but like he did hit it 116 miles.
Yeah, he clobbers the baseball.
Like tonight, though, I don't know, Colin, if you saw this, I'm sure Mitch did. Like the ball Rizzo hit that hit like the 315 sign in the corner, the 318 sign. Like he thought that was gone off the bat. It didn't. It was hit the wall.
Yeah. I love seeing him kind of pimp it too, and then
He pimped
notice
it,
who's
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's so funny watching games at Wrigley Field and at Yankee Stadium, because any ball that is remotely in the air, everyone freaks out and thinks it's a home run right away.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to Wrigley this summer. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I don't around May, I think I'm going, but it'll be a good time. I'm excited to check that out. Colton, you've been to Wrigley, right, Colton?
Yeah, I've been a couple of times.
Yeah.
Who are you going with?
Going with my dad. We're going to see the Indy 500, then going to Wrigley. So it should be.
There you go.
Should be a good time there.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, AL East, I think it's the best division in baseball. I think these teams are just going to clobber each other. The Rays disappointed me. I don't know what the score is now, if they got up on the A's or not, but the past 2 days, what they've done, or yesterday at least with the A's, that was embarrassing. They're up 6-3 right now. I don't think the Rays are going to be as good as people think they're going to be. I think Boston jumped ahead of the Rays this year. I do think the Yankees managed to blow something late in the season like they always do, and I think the Blue Jays reign supreme this year, Mitch.
Yeah. Every expert's picking the Jays to come out of the AL for the World Series too, which is kind of concerning to me, because usually the team that the experts pick at the beginning of the year, they might not even make the playoffs. So I don't like to hear that as much, but it's all the American media.
Yeah,
finally with us too.
Definitely. Now, Colin, we'll transition over to you now. We'll talk a little Central. The Brewers are a joke. Like what they did, I've watched 2 Brewers games this year, like in full. I watched the Orioles game yesterday. I watched one last week. I've seen them go like 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. I've seen them strand 10 runners on base. I think they stranded 10 yesterday, and they were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Kristen Yelich is starting to hit the ball a little bit, which is good. But this team overall, like Hunter Renfroe looks like shit right now. Just like the team is a joke. Such a joke.
They are terrible. And last year they were carried by the most elite pitching staff that no one ever saw coming ever. I mean, like you could even ask the Brewers fans if, there are any below the age of 40. Like no one saw that pitching staff coming. And it was really frustrating as a St. Louis fan, because we actually fared pretty well against the Brewers last year. The Cardinals typically struggle against the Cubs. We had that rough walk-off grand slam that I witnessed last year at Milwaukee. That one still hurts. But I mean, their pitching staff already, you can tell, is starting, it's starting to hit the fan. Corbin Burns last year didn't have a walk through like all of April, and he walked 2 batters in the first inning on opening day. I mean, and Woodruff got beat up. And I'm sorry, if you lose 2-0 to the Baltimore Orioles, you don't deserve to be relevant at all.
Well, I mean, I'm harsh. Like, I am harsh. I don't think I'm that. Like, you're going to lose games. You're going to lose to shit teams. Like, the Blue Jays and the Yankees are going to lose to the Orioles, but just how they lost. Like,
Right.
there's no spark there. I mean, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, and you did the same shit 2 days ago too. Like,
right. No, their offense is off to a terrible start, and their pitchers are getting shelled a little bit, especially their top pitchers. I mean, they got shelled up at Wrigley.
I always thought too, if their pitching even digressed a little bit from last year, their lineup wasn't even that great last year. Like they just kind of got through games barely by like single digits, like not much. So I thought even if their pitching digresses a bit, the Brewers are in trouble. They're kind of like, they don't really have a guy other than Yelich, and he's not really a guy anymore.
No. I heard a great stat on TV the other day. The Brewers were like 6 in runs scored last year, either in probably not baseball, probably the NL, but they ranked like in the bottom third in every category that produces runs.
They didn't hit well at all.
They didn't hit well, but they still managed to score runs.
And their bullpen was lights out. Yeah, I mean, you got to get the ball to Hader. If you get the ball to Hader, you're gonna be okay. But they got to be an elite. You can't. Hader ain't going against the Orioles with a 2-0. Yeah, no.
So, but Colton, I mean, I think the Cubs could be a little concern for you guys. Honestly, I think they're going to be better than expected.
A little bit. It's early. I mean, Seiya Suzuki hit 2 home runs today, and they won 2-0 over the Pirates. I mean, that's about it. I don't know how long he'll be able to continue his streak. I mean, if he takes over for Hayward in right field, that would be every Cubs fan dream right now. Their pitching staff is gonna be a little brutal. I mean, Hendricks will be, obviously the stud in that rotation, but even he got beat up a little bit in his first start.
You there, Colin?
I think we lost him there. I was scared he's going to start slandering Stroman there.
There you go. You back? Yeah, don't talk bad about Marcus Stroman.
No, I wanted the Cardinals to sign Marcus Stroman. I think I lagged out there for a second.
Yeah, you did.
But no, Marcus Stroman, that's a big sign for the Cubs. And there was one that I wanted St. Louis to make, and we settled on Steven Matz, who can't make it through barely 3 innings. And, whatever. But that's why they don't pay me the big bucks, as I say. So it's definitely frustrating, but the Cardinals typically, for whatever reason, I mean, the Cubs could be the absolute worst team on the face of the planet, and somehow it's just you never know what you're going to get in that series.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals easily win that division. The way it looks after 5 games, everyone on TikTok already is like, they're all like, "Yeah, you're overreacting." Like, guys, every fucking game matters. Like, every game matters. Like you look at the Blue Jays and the Yankees, like these games matter down the stretch of the season. So yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals roll. It's good to see Albert back there. Nolan Arenado looks pretty good, right?
MVP. Yeah. I mean, I know I went with O'Neill, and after opening day, I'm like 5 RBIs with a 3 for 4 day or whatnot. I'm like, MVP is looking pretty good. But the one thing that does kind of frighten me a little bit about St. Louis is the pitching staff. Bullpen had to go 14 in the 3rd innings in the opening series, which is not ideal, but they did only allow 2 runs on 4 hits all weekend. So, that's something to write home about, especially because our bullpen was a complete abomination for about 3/4 of a season last year. But I mean, Miles Michaelis couldn't make it through, 4 innings. Steven Matz only went 3. Jordan Hicks is our 5th starter, who's been a bullpen guy. I mean, it's a disaster. And our best pitcher is a 40-year-old guy who throws 92. So,
you know what though? 40-year-old pitchers are back. I'm gonna be honest. Like 40. Like I saw Rich Hill throw today, and it looked good for about 2 innings, and then it went downhill quickly. But I think 40-year-old pitchers are back.
I mean, Waino shoved 6 innings on opening day. I mean, he looked good. And if that's what you can continue to get out of him, great. And I'm sure he might be able to go longer, especially if that was later in the season. That start, he probably would have gone a little longer. But anytime that you can shove 6 innings like he did, and it allows you to set up the flamethrowers that are in your bullpen, that's all you can ask for.
I'm showing them on TikTok. Oh, yeah. They want to see you speaking. We use StreamYard, guys. Great. Shout out StreamYard. No free shout outs, but shout out StreamYard. So let's see. We got a comment here. What are you guys talking about? I don't know what that was directed at, but
Tanner, I gotta say,
what?
Our new shirt that we want to make. How can you not be romantic about baseball? I mean, Albert comes back to St. Louis, pimps a home run. How can you not be romantic about baseball?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's the greatest game in the world. Mets are up 1-0 right now, top 7, 1 out. This is a great live bet. Phillies plus 190, I think, just because the Mets are probably going to do Mets things tonight. So just if you're on TikTok, you want to hear that. That's what I would take there. So, I mean, the Central's not a good division, Colton. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think the Cardinals roll. And then I think one thing that's really interesting so far in the season, I know it's like an overreaction early, but the Rockies took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are now tied with the Twins in like the 4th or 5th inning tonight.
Yeah, there's quite a bit to be concerned about there. It's the opening series, and I think there's going to be a little bit of time for the Dodgers to work out their kinks. But, I mean, losing 2 or 3 to the Rockies and giving up quite a bit of runs, in that series is not ideal.
If you're the Dodgers, though, it's like it's got to be tough to get up for these games. We all know where they're going to be at the end of the season. We all know that they're going to make the playoffs. It's got to be tough for them to motivate themselves to play at Coors Field game 2 of the season when there's 20,000 people there, if not less.
And it's tough to play at Coors. It really is. And that's why I went with the Rangers yesterday. Ultimately, that did not work out, right? Texas kind of blew a little. Texas blew the game, but
I took the Rangers too, so.
I think a lot of us did, honestly.
Well, how about that final call to end the game? Whoa.
That was ridiculous. was ridiculous.
He didn't even slide. I mean, so remotely close.
He like got up into it was, but it wasn't like you can't make that call in that spot. Like, let the kids play.
That is true, and I, as a former umpire myself, granted I did nothing more than varsity baseball.
You're not making that call. You're not making that call.
I mean, but when people say you're not making that call at that time, then what's the point of having the call to begin with? Because the call is supposed to be made.
See, I still don't think they win that game no matter what, even if they have a runner on second with 2 outs. But that was just a back and forth. That was an awesome baseball game, though, overall. I mean, who came in and hit the bomb for the Rangers with 2 outs? I forget who it was. Someone came in and hit the bomb with 2 outs. When Seager struck out, or in that like 10th inning or 9th inning, I was like, we're screwed. And whatever, it happens. But I think the Rangers are going to be good. I think all these teams like the Mariners, the Rangers, all these teams that were kind of on the cusp last year are not going to be like championship teams by any means, but they're going to be in the picture.
I like the way the Rangers look too. They've got a good lineup. If they can figure out their pitching, they're going to be a problem. Like even Brad Miller's like making a low resurgence right now too, and then they got Dolis right there in the middle of the lineup. Those are like, obviously they're not Simeon or Seager, but I think they've got a decent lineup, no doubt.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Got some comments rolling in here, guys. Let's see here. Mets love to choke. They do love to choke. Plus 190 is great value. Picks for tomorrow. They'll be coming tomorrow. Maple Leafs need to come back. I know my parlay hinges on that right now. And then Rangers. Yep, Rangers suck. So what else are we talking about, boys, tonight? What other topics do we have prepared here? We're talking Dodgers. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
We're talking Phillies, right? Yeah, Phillies.
We're talking. I'm so into this game right now, Phillies.
I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, what were you? Oh, the bone thing. Yeah.
I mean, they pride themselves on the city of brotherly love. There is absolutely no love at all in that city. I mean, who on earth came up with that? Is that self-proclaimed? I have to know, because Philadelphia,
they're not the city of
Alec
love.
Brown, what happened last night, I guarantee you he's not kidding. That is, if he
did
says
you see that lip? Did you see that did you see what he said in like slow
like, I
motion?
fucking hate it here.
Yeah, I hate it here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would too. I mean, you make a cuff ruffle play, they're booing you, and you finally make a play, and they give you the Bronx cheer. I mean, get over yourself. You haven't.
And he's
won
hitting 375 to start the year.
The Eagles got hot, and in 2017, and the Phillies won in 2008. Other than that, you haven't done crap in 42 years. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree, Cole. I think they're professional athletes. They're paid to make plays. What, he made 3 errors on the night?
Yeah, they're all routine plays.
They're all routine plays. He made 3 errors. Like, not that you deserve it, but you kind of deserve it, low key. I mean, and I listened to an interview. You're gonna have bad nights, like, but I guarantee if Bohm hits a walk off tonight, he's gonna be Philadelphia's favorite. Like, you just got to play well there. You got to play hard. You got to play well. I listened to an interview with Bryce Harper on the Barstool Philly podcast. And it was talking about, like, he was talking about like how you just, like, the city loves you. Like, you just got to come in and play hard, and you're going to get booed. Like, Harper was 1 of 15 until tonight. You got to hit. Hopefully he gets another one here. So I hit my prop. And he was getting booed, right? Like, that's just baseball.
It's Philly too, right?
It's Philly.
It's like the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. When you're at the top, they love you. When you're at the bottom, though, they want you out of town as quick as they can.
Yeah, and I think they get a bad rap. Like, I think Philly fan, like, I'll take a Philly fan over a New York fan any day of the week, honestly.
Me too. No doubt.
I will.
I mean,
100%.
If there's a power rankings for worst fan bases by city, New York probably number 1.
Yeah,
and then I think Philly 2 and Chicago 3.
Yeah. I would say so. I think it's just New York and Philly.
New York and Philly are pretty bad.
They're in a class of their own.
Yeah.
I mean, you know why St. Louis and Boston have such good fans, Tanner?
Why?
Because they win.
Yeah, they do.
They win. They know how to handle winning. Philly, New York, they don't. They expect it, and they don't get it.
I mean, I just go off the stuff I've seen. Like, I've been to the Phillies, I've been to the Yankees, I've been to the Red Sox, obviously. I've never, like, there's shit that goes down at Red Sox games, obviously. Like, people fight. I'm not going to act like they don't, but, like, the amount of stuff that happens at a Red Sox game compared to, like, a Yankee or a Phillies game I think it's like mind blowing. Like Philly and Yankee fans, they're just built different. I think Yankee fans are even higher than Phil. Like it's Yankee, Phillies, and then all the way down here is like Boston. And Boston's intense too. Don't get me wrong; it's a major city, but I think New York does it. New York's like out of control.
We've seen what happened to Ben Simmons when he came back to town too. He got mobbed when he was getting on the bus. Like they're relentless.
Oh, they're crazy. They're psycho. But that's the way it is.
Yeah, and I love it. I love them for that.
I did see a fan storm the field at St. Louis on Saturday. Did you see that picture, Tanner?
No, I did not see it.
Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Another thing too, I was listening to the Yes Network broadcast tonight with the Yankees, and they were like, Booney's such a great manager. He's got to get interviewed before the game, after the game. He's practicing his golf swing in batting practice, and he's watching the players. He spends 8, 10, 12-hour days. He's a manager of the New York Yankees. First of all, an 8-hour day is a standard work day. Okay, like you shouldn't have said 8. You should have said he's working 10 to 12. Yes, Harper.
Belichick sleeps in the stadium, so unless you're doing that, I don't think you're working hard enough.
No, definitely. Oh yeah.
I remembered my battery on Saturday.
Yeah.
And the guy just runs out there. First off, might be the worst field storm I've ever seen. The guy just runs out there, runs across the field, and goes right to the cop. Like, doesn't even try to avoid him. I'm like, you're going to spend a night in jail and probably never be allowed inside Busch Stadium again for that. I'm like, come on. That's amateur.
Did you at least drop the shoulder on the cop or no?
No, he slowed down and walked right to him and then just gave him his arms to be arrested. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, at least make a show out of it. He was drunk. Drunk in the bleachers. Speaking of the bleachers, don't go in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium. I want to do that this year, like a playoff game or a big game. I want to wear Red Sox stuff in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium and take a camera.
I went to old Yankee Stadium in 2008. And the Jays weren't even playing, and they were terrible at the time. And I wore my Travis Snyder jersey, and I was 8 years old, mind you, and I got heckled so much. It was just me and my aunt too, and I was getting heckled in the hallways, heckled in the bathroom, and my team wasn't even playing in that game. So I can only imagine if you wore Red Sox gear, what would happen to you.
Definitely. We got a comment here. I know we're talking baseball, but the Nets again, LOL. Listen, Shark, we got to finish the job here for the Cavaliers, okay? They've been down by 20 points. I saw this happen last time they played. The Nets came back and blew them out with the last 5 minutes. So we got to finish the job here. But yeah, I mean, I love baseball. I could care less about basketball right now. I like betting basketball, but big baseball. Colton, I saw you on the hockey show tonight. How'd that go?
It was good. It was, I'm much more of a casual hockey fan, and Dan and Joel they really like to get in depth there. So Dan was throwing around some names that I'm going to be quite honest. I'm like, it means nothing to me, but he was on my podcast, and I threw him some games that probably meant nothing to him. So I could only return the favor, but it was a good time. Hey, your Bruins are up 2-1 on the Blues still?
Yeah, I didn't bet that game. I thought the Blues. I thought that was a good spot for the Blues.
First time the Blues have been there since 2019.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good spot for them tonight, so I stayed away from that game. But before we wrap up here, I'll give some score updates. Tampa Bay Rays 6-3 on the Oakland Athletics. New York Mets 1-0 on Philly. It looks like this game. Who knows how this game's going to go? We got a lot of baseball left to play there in these last 3 innings. New York's up 3-0 on Toronto. We love that. Milwaukee and Baltimore are tied 4-4 right now.
What a joke.
LA is up 3-1 on the Marlins. Atlanta's up 9-1 on Washington. The Dodgers are up 1-0. St. Louis up 6-3. Gotta love that. And Colorado up 2-1 on Texas. That was a good spot for Colorado tonight, plus 140 on the money line. Bruins are down 2-3 according to TikTok. Colton.
Yes, they are. I just checked the score.
All right.
They are down 3-2 to the Blues.
Should have bet it. We got some comments rolling here. Let's see who's no legit comments. Although
it's straight bots.
No legit comments. But anyway, guys, final thoughts here. Red Sox all the way. I'll ride them till I die. That's my final thought.
Albert's halfway to the cycle tonight, 2 for 2. Got the home run and the single. Triple might be a little hard for the big man, but you never know.
Never know.
Yeah, my final thought is George Springer for the MVP this year. Full season under his belt here. I don't know.
He looks pretty damn good. Hey, George Springer's so good at baseball. It's not even funny. I don't think Vladdy has close to the year he had.
It's hard to match that, man. Like that,
Yeah.
like he had such an amazing year. So
Yeah,
even if he does 75% of that, I'll be happy.
Oh, definitely. There was one pitch tonight. I don't know if you saw it early in the game. It was like an 0-1 fastball that he let. It was right over the middle of the plate. Like, did you see that pitch?
Yeah, yeah. He could have clobbered that if he. Really
I was like, thank you for not swinging at that because I need this game to go under the total.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. We'll be back next week on Tuesday. Mitch, you coming back?
Yeah, I'll come back for sure. Wait, next Tuesday. Yeah, it should be good. I'll let you know for sure. But whenever I can make it, I would love to be on. So.
There we go. Love that, Colten. We'll see you next Tuesday, right?
We'll see you next Tuesday. Yeah.
There we go.